Well, hello, model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Rel, and this week I'm going to do a stash ads video for the kits and stuff I picked up for February and adding to the stash and what my thoughts and plans may be on some of them here. And also, thanks to my sponsor, Hobby Nut Models. There's will be a link in the video description below as these models came from him. And of course, Mark's been a real good supporter of the channel and many other channels as well. So, I do appreciate you guys checking him out and his support and everything and supporting him, as it's just all one big vicious circle. But, I know he's sold out of both of these kits again. He's having a heck of a time getting these kits in for you guys. But he's doing the best he can. But I did get mine, and I've got some plans with this one, and I really want to get started. Looked it over. It's a good kit, and I'm pretty excited to get started on this one. So I've mentioned that before, but I've got some other projects in the works before I'm really going to get started on this one. So keep an eye out for that one. And here's another one. I'm not really much of a collector as far as tin goes and everything, but I love the 70 Challenger, and this being the AMT kit and a pretty fancy tin and everything, I decided to go for it and check out the kit and the container and see what has changed, if anything really has changed in it or not. One of the things that, prominently, the N.A.R.T spoilers right here on the top of the box, and then these wheels. So I was wondering if they changed some of the parts out, because if I remember right, these wheels did appear in some of the earlier versions, but this wing has not. But I was just wondering if this is just like the last release, and it pretty much is. So it's really no different there. I did a full-on review of the different versions of this kit and what I like about them. And yes, this is also the convertible from AMT, but they keep changing the kit and modifying it. This one is no different than the Vanishing Point issue. It does have the convertible body. It's got both RT hoods. No shaker hood. That's removed and still gone. The convertible boot is not in here, even though it's a convertible body. The vinyl top roof that you would need to glue on. The funky 440 that has the Hemi type heads and the Hemi type intake, even though it's got 446 decals, but it's got the 446 intake. And I believe the carbs are still on the chrome tree, but it's got the regular 440 valve covers plus the funky Hemi valve covers that fit the 440. So it's got all those things that I mentioned before, but really nice decals. But I had to pick up this kit just to add it to my collection and compare it to the other ones. But really no difference in some of that stuff. So yeah, convertible body. Doesn't have the pad printed tires, and just the rally wheels as mentioned. So, and then the later dash and some of those parts as well. So it's one of those, it keeps changing, but this one's really no different than the Vanishing Point, other than, the decals. So added that to the stash. Now, I am kind of fortunate here, and I brought up parts kits and stuff. Here locally, one of my friends was having a sale on his stuff and some of the parts kits and everything, as he tends to pick up small collections and things, but they tend to not be complete or started. This is one of those. So for $4, I grabbed this kit, and I mentioned it in a previous video where I used some parts on it. It was cut up, not really complete, but I immediately saw some parts that I was hoping for, which I put on the Callaway Speedster to make it a coupe. So that's what this is, but this is the remainder. I've already kind of done that and roughed that in of that project. And this one's the same thing, another $4 parts kit from that same collection. And the only thing, I took a quick look and I saw the glass was perfect and no tire marks. That's mainly what I wanted. The motor was mostly here. There were a couple of parts missing from the motor, mainly the chrome parts to the motor, valve covers and stuff, but somebody had painted the body and cut the engine compartment away, which makes me think it was going to be probably a slot car body or something. And the decals weren't in here, but just the glass alone was worth it for me. And I took the motor and the glass for projects, but like I mentioned, these were just parts kits, and that's all they were intended to be. So I grabbed them at one of the meetings. I'll just throw photos up of this. I picked up two parts, build-ups, I should say, for $5 a piece. One of them is this Mustang Super Stallion 98 kit. Here's what the Revell box art looks like. I've got an unbuilt kit, but this one, I wanted the wheels, and the wheels that are in this were really nice, and I've got a specific project in mind for them, but I wasn't 100% sure of the size. So I grabbed the wheels and I grabbed the engine and just kept those. But at the same time, Angelo was looking for headlights for one of his, and I'm like, you could use them from this. So I sent it to him, and he used it in his video and his project, and that helped him out too. So one $5 buildup went to two different projects and getting those going. So that's pretty cool. And then the other one is the Shelby Series 1, very familiar. Almost the exact same wheels. But with the Shelby Series 1, the rear size is bigger than the front size. And on my particular project, I liked the rear ones a little bit better than the front ones, depending on, the ride height and whatnot. But I was thinking, well, maybe I'll get two sets of rears. So when I saw that build up for $5, I grabbed it for the same reason. There's at least two more rears for me if the Super Stallion wheels were the same size or not. I knew all four were the same size, but I wasn't sure how they compared about that one. They both were there, so I grabbed them. Also, one of my latest stops was Andy's, and he had this kit still in inventory. I was kind of surprised. I just kind of look over what he's got on the shelves, and every now and then you'll find a kit, that's been there. But like this one was issued in 2015. It's a Model King issue of a Mobius model kit. And after really enjoying the two AFXs and knowing that this is a similar tooling, but it's not an altered wheelbase as those ones are, I decided I would pick this one up. Even though it's virtually the same roof, but the chassis, the interior, a lot of the parts are different from that one. So, and it's kind of an interesting paint scheme and whatnot. So I picked this one up, and being that it's an 8-year-old kit, and getting kind of hard to find, and Andy still had it, so I picked this one up. Along with, here is one of those kits that was on my Grail list, or not really a big fan of Ferrari itself, but there's a lot of beautiful cars and a lot of rare cars and interesting stories. But this is one of them, the Ferrari 275 Spider N.A.R.T, the North American Racing Team car. Now, it was supposed to be a racing series. There's some history with this. There was supposed to be a number of cars built, but something fell apart. Only 10 were actually made of these cars. But to me, it's a stunning car. Very, very cool, and I like convertibles, and for some reason, don't really know why, but this is just one that's very pretty, and I just been keeping my eyes open for it. So this one came up on eBay, and I've been watching eBay for a while, so I don't jump on the first one, just to give you an idea. But these rarely pop up, and when they do, they're usually not in the United States. This one came out of Germany, and then I had to patiently wait almost a month to get it. But watching them, I had one that came up. The windshield frame was broken. This one's kind of tweaked. It's real flimsy, so that's really not a big surprise. But it's hard to deal with, and you've really got to work that. And it's really thin, and then you got to get the windshield in there just right. But this one is pretty decent, and came up at a price that I liked, and it was all there. One of the previous kits popped up, like I mentioned, the windshield frame was broken. There was another one that came up where these clear lenses are missing, but these kits are so hard to find and rare. So this one popped up, and it was at a decent price, and with shipping and everything, it was in my acceptable range. So I bid on it, and I actually won, so I was pretty happy about that. And then I had to wait for it to come in. But this was one that was on my Grail list for quite a while, and eventually popped up, and I was able to snag it. Now, also here locally, I get asked all the time about where I get my kits and my stashes and everything, and how it has grown. It has taken me 20, 25 years for my stash to grow, and some of the kits I got, and the availability and the pricing always changes when it comes to that. So when I'm desiring a certain kit and it's hard to find, and other times I'm just looking for deals. But I went to a swap meet here locally that had like 5 or 6 vendors selling model kits, and it wasn't as big as I had hoped, but there's still always gems to be found. This is one of them. I wasn't really looking for this kit. I've heard about this kit, kept, I wasn't, eager to go out and buy it. Seen some nice buildups of it, know a little bit about the car, but I'm like, all right, it's an interesting one, but wasn't too worried about it. But when I went to the swap meet and, went over what was in there, and there wasn't any of the kits that I was really hot to get, but seller had this one and he was offering a really good price on his kits because it seemed like he really wanted to move them and there wasn't a whole lot of action going on. So I picked this one up and it's looked it over and I'm liking what I see in there. Same seller had this one, which I built a pace car version of this, and these Revell monogram 55s, 56, 57s, really nice kits. So I saw this one there at the same really low price, so I ended up picking it up. And I knew I didn't have this specific version because the ones I had, this one has the Continental kit and the chrome grill guards and stuff on it, and my other version does not. So in this one, it's a convertible. Another plus for me, mentioning that I like convertibles, even though I've already built the pace car one of this, which is virtually the same kit, but there's a few extra parts in this one. So at the swap meet, I had cash and he had this, so I went ahead and went for these two. While I was there, I noticed this kit. Now this one's turned into one that's kind of hard to find. They do pop up on eBay, but shipping is kind of ridiculous because it is a 1/16 scale kit and it hits the borderline on those boxes on where they get kind of ridiculous to ship. Now, I have one of these kits, and the 55 with the broken windshield frame. I do have one with a broken windshield frame, and it's pretty decent. I think I can repair it. But my dad built this kit in the very early 80s when he was stationed in Greece, and he came home with it, and I was just barely getting into model at the time and saw his. And somehow I managed to find another one of these back then, even though this is, I guess, from 1979, but we're talking 83, 84. I spray painted the body this red. I don't remember what color interior I had or what I did for top wise. I'm pretty sure I used the wire wheels, but I do know that my dad has his build up and my build up somewhere in the house. I believe it's in the closet. It's been years since I've seen it, but I picked one of these up a while ago when I was itching to have one. But when I saw this one there, still sealed for 30 bucks, I bought it because I can't even get it shipped to me for that if the kit is even free. So, and it's still sealed and the box isn't crushed. So I've been kind of worried about actually opening it and seeing what the contents actually look like. But that one's that. And it's funny that the 55 for some reason has not been issued in kit form other than this 1/16. There is a resin one, and I do have that, but I haven't built it. Speaking of resin, my buddy Jerry Chevalier picked up a couple of kits from him. I know some of you guys, mention him and say, hey, he's got this or that. And I do know him pretty well. We visited and everything, and I talked to him quite a bit. Some of you guys know that. But so I asked him for this kit. He mentioned he had this kit and saw some pictures of it. Now, this is the 93 Mustang LX resin kit, and it's meant for the Revell Monogram 1990 drag car, I understand. Which, it's got that, and it's got a cowl hood as well. But I wanted this rear spoiler. That's the part I wanted. So I've got some plans that I might actually use this, or maybe make a mold and take that and try and fit it to the particular body I want. But I picked that up from him. And then also, I decided to pull the trigger on this one. Now, in my video, I mentioned this car and my Twister specials, and a number of you said, hey, you need to get that from Jerry. Jerry and I have talked about it a couple of times, and I'm like, well, if somebody makes the decals, well, he mentioned that somebody does make the Twister decals for the Ranchero. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, next time I order one from you, I'm going to order this kit. So I picked it up from him. So I got this one and that one. Going to add it to my resin stash and eventually build it, since I got a good chunk of the parts to actually do it. Just got to get to it like everything else. That's how it is. You pick them up when you find deals and everything, and that's how I pretty much work and shop. Keep my eyes open, and had never really been too eager to pick up a certain kit sometimes. Now that I say that, that's kind of funny. But anyway, This is what I've added and everything. And you guys, I appreciate all your support and from Hobby Nut Models as well, and all the support that goes back and forth and all of that. So you guys, thank you for tuning in, subscribing, and all your comments and everything. And you guys, you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time.